Hi.
Hello.
Nikki here.
Kelly here. I really want to stop the singing stuff. Like, why do I do that?
We both do.
I can't stand it. I'm always like, hello.
It's our thing. You do the singing. I do all the dancing.
I don't like my singing.
We're like choreographer.
We make a good team. You with the dance, no.
What's the word, the verb of choreography?
What? Isn't choreography the verb and the choreographer?
It's like the noun and
no,
the
choreographer
noun.
Is the noun.
But if I am being choreographed,
we should stop.
Girl, we're readers, not speakers.
Or English majors. We should just stop while we're
Mr.
ahead.
Gunn would be so embarrassed if he watches this.
I don't even remember my English teacher, so. But I have teacher friends. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Tell us what we're doing today.
We're doing something that sits very well with my deep, black, dark heart. And we're doing our favorite villains that we love to hate.
Love to hate.
Or hate to love.
Hate to love.
Depends how you look at it.
Hate to love for me.
I love them. She hates to love them and loves to hate them.
It's a weird thing with me because why don't I like villains?
Because you have such a good, like... You have such, like, a good, sweet soul.
Oh,
and I have such a rough, like...
Like we said, yin and yang.
You have to, like, break through my exterior.
Okay.
To get to the good stuff.
Okay, where I'm just like, here it is.
Hugs, and I'm like, it's not hugs.
Okay. It's hard for me to like a villain, though. I typically do not like the villain.
I always put myself in the shoes of a villain.
Oh.
So when I'm reading, I'm like, WWND.
What would Nikki do?
Yeah.
Listen.
And it's usually the same exact fucked up thoughts that they have.
And I like to put myself in the heroine or hero's perspective. So there we have it.
No, you don't, because the hero-heroine falls in love with the villain.
No.
And you do not fall in love with
That's not true.
It is in this one.
No,
it is in this one.
She falls in love with somebody else in this one.
At the beginning, she doesn't.
Was she in love or was she hot for him?
In lust.
Lust.
How can you not be in lust?
She was hot for him. Okay, we should get to... Dang it, we got sidetracked again. Okay.
We're still talking about villains.
Okay, so let's talk about our first love to hate villain because it's actually the same person, which is super weird.
Yeah, we don't have very many of these, but they're for different reasons.
Very different reasons.
So, the Darkling from the Grisha trilogy, also
Alexandra
Morozova. For those of you that have been with us since the beginning, y'all know I made a marriage certificate for me and Alexander.
She hung it on the wall in her library.
It was framed. Nikki Morozova. And
it has a ring to it.
It does, right? It has a little barbed wire frame.
So official, guys.
So good. It's so good, guys.
It's like, so official.
I should really make these for, like, a living. And then whenever I went to Build-A-Bear once, you know how you make a birth certificate? So he's Nikolai Morozova. It's our child, so whatever.
It's our child, whatever. He doesn't know about it, but it's fine. He's not real,
He doesn't know about it.
It's fine.
You just act like there's just some guy out there that has a kid that I just didn't tell him about.
It's fine.
It's fine. Whatever.
So he was pretty hot and steamy in the first book, and he had me. I'm not gonna lie, he had me.
Book,
yeah,
all 3 books.
For me, only in the first book.
I was hot and heavy. The minute that he walks in and he
arrived as he smoked himself into the
He's like, with his little ghost army behind him, I was like,
Nikki.
Like Damon on Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
Hello, brother. I was like,
oh. Yeah. Oh, Damon. Damien, how do we say it? Is it Damon or Damien? Damon. It's getting hot in here.
And can we just talk about Ben Barnes and how good of?
It's a process. We gotta talk about it first.
Okay.
It's a whole process.
Let's talk about why. So I love him because he's hot.
She fell in love with him in book 1.
He's beautiful. He redeems himself sometimes, not all of the time, but that's
look at me trying to be quiet. So I read this series years before Nikki and I even met. And after I met her, I was like, oh God, you gotta read this series. And she was like, okay. And then she did.
I always just like throw myself in so trusty when you say that. Like you have to, I was like, okay.
So I already hated him because I liked him in book 1, a little. And then at the end, I think I started hating him. And hated him through book 2 and hated him through book 3. And then there's a branch off series and hated him through book 4. But then the show came out. We have to think about this, right? Was it Ben? What's his name?
Ben Barnes. He plays the Darkling in the series on Netflix, and he does
brought
a
sexy
job.
back. Did he bring? Was he Justin Timberlake?
Oh my
was he bringing sexy
He's
back?
Justin Timberlake of Netflix.
He's bringing sexy back, and I was like,
he portrays him so good, and I was so nervous whenever they said this was going to be a show. I was like, the Darkling's going to be hard to like portray because he is that sexy. He's not a bad boy. He's like he is a villain. Like
he's a villain.
100% a villain. He's not a bad boy. He doesn't have moral issues. He is legit a villain. And it was going to be so hard.
Kind of he's like you always talk about how villains are made. Kind of how like he's a villain of circumstance.
Yeah.
Like he's not just an asshole.
I should have brought my Demon in the Woods.
Ooh, you can bring it later.
Yeah, I just got that.
And that is
like his prequel. So that shows like how he became to be which he has the trauma, he has the PTSD, everything that makes for a villain, but he is definitely not your typical bad boy turned good. He's your villain.
So you can imagine when that show came out, me over here not liking
and then he walks
the
on
Darkling.
set and she's like,
oh, what?
I told you.
So then I'm like, shit, I like the Darkling.
The scene in the first book when he has her like pressed against the wall.
God,
I was like, just kidding. Is this like smut? Which it's not because I have been reading smut now. That's like young adult smut.
Yeah.
I was like,
we can't even. I'm gonna have to fix this later. We'll edit it out.
No, we won't.
Okay.
You guys will get all of it.
So
they want the raw footage.
So they hit it right on the mark with the Darkling a little too well. They missed the beat on Kaz though, and that's a whole story for another day.
I think they did really good on Kaz.
No, they didn't, because Kaz was strong and nobody messed with him.
This is before he got to that point. They're showing where he turns so cold and savage. And
no, because the reason he turned cold and savage.
But this is him. He is building his empire right now.
Well, he became cold and savage way before he built his empire. That's how he built his empire.
He's building.
I told you it's a conversation for another day.
Okay, I think
he doesn't have his crew until he's savage.
I know he's building his crew right now in the first season 1.
I can't.
Remember,
I don't like
Nina
Kaz.
and them aren't even there yet.
Yeah, but that's because they changed the storyline. They were in the book. Nina was there in the beginning. She was with Inej. She was homies with Inej. She worked in the brothel.
I know that. She's still. She worked in the brothel. I just think.
No, she was a kid in here.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, she's 13.
No, Inej works in the brothel, not Nina.
Nina was the hooker.
Inej worked in the brothel. She earns her. He pays off her freedom.
He paid off. Yeah, they both were. It was a girl thing.
A girl.
Okay. They did to the girls. We're getting sidetracked again.
Kaz would also be a good one on this list.
He would. I didn't hate Kaz though.
I love Kaz so much.
Because Kaz also had a reason for being the way he was.
Yes.
Okay, so hated the Darkling.
Yes.
Hated the Darkling. So villains we love to hate. She picked the Darkling first half. She hasn't read these books yet. And I picked the Darkling second half. I don't know if because Ben Barnes is so good and I fell in love, or because what happens in this book.
Because of what?
I can't tell you because she hasn't read it yet, but...
I mean, you can. I already know spoilers. He comes back.
He redeems himself. I don't know that... Okay, so he does a great act. He does a very great act in this story that is so...
Not like him?
But that's the thing, is that we get a glimpse of who he really is, because look, goosebumps.
You made me get goosebumps.
He never did it. What he was doing was protecting. He thought in his mind, in his abused PTSD mind, he was doing everything to protect his people. Everything was for the Grisha.
It just makes me love him even more.
And he makes a great sacrifice in this book, a great painful sacrifice in this book that I'm just like, why would he do that?
Now, remind me, this whole book is technically about Nikolai, correct?
Yeah, this is Nikolai's story, but actually the first book of Nikolai, King of Scars.
That's right, King of Scars is first.
Yeah. Something happens and the Darkling starts to reappear.
Yes, I do know that part.
It's tricky because he's not...
Because he's gone.
Yeah.
From after this series.
Yeah.
Well, after Six of Crows.
So he starts to manifest in the end of King of Scars.
I love that word. My man just manifested.
And he fully manifests here.
I'm gonna fully manifest.
Yeah. And like I said, takes a great sacrifice. So love to hate him. Dang it! I love him.
Darkling, Alexander Morozova.
So I no longer can jump on the...
Is that who I think it's going to be?
It is.
Oh my. This is interesting.
Okay, you want to go?
Sure.
So I talk so damn much.
No, you go.
You want me to go? Okay.
Yeah.
Villains I love to hate, guys.
This is going to be interesting.
It is interesting, right? Oh, how ye tables have turned.
Because I cannot stand President Snow.
President Snow!
I can't stand it.
President Snow is back on the scene. Actually, this is a prequel. So this actually follows Cornelius, because that's his name.
That's a name now. I guess the Darkling, nobody calls him by his name. Like, could you imagine just passing him and being like, "Sup, Alex?
What's up, Alex?
Sup, Cornelius?"
Cornelius
That's
is
why
a
they
mouthful.
go by cooler names.
Like President Snow.
Poor guy.
President Snow. Okay, so Cornelius. This follows him. He's 17.
Oh, he's a teeny bopper.
Yeah. This is the building of President Snow. If they
Does
don't
he
come
have
out...
trauma and PTSD?
Oh, it's bad.
Okay.
If they don't come out with another one to this...
they are. It's already been...
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, book people.
Jennifer Lawrence made a interview about it because she's like, why would I be in that movie?
I'm not born yet. But you get to find out why he took it so personal when Katniss Everdeen pulled her stunt with District 12. You find out why he already was sensitive. I know. You find out why. I couldn't put this book down.
I didn't agree. Why would I read it?
I loved The Hunger Games. Loved The Hunger Games. Actually, probably would have never heard of it if it was my boss at the time. She was reading it, and she told me about it, and so I started reading them. Oh my God, they were so good. I couldn't put them down either.
The Hunger Games is one of those series, too, that I actually really enjoyed the books and the movies.
Yes.
There were a couple things that I thought they did change in between the two, but it wasn't enough for me to hate.
It was good.
Like, I really did enjoy both of those, and I feel like that's hard to get these days.
It is, yeah. I liked them, too.
You either like one or the other.
They're making this into a movie, too, and I cannot wait to see it.
It's going to be good.
And I cannot wait to see who they're going to get to play
young
President Snow. And we've got a girl in this one, too. So, this is good. If you haven't read it, I think I 5-starred that book all day long.
Okay, our last villain of the night.
I love this one, too.
Cardan from The Cool Prince.
Oh, he was a jerk.
Just a beautiful jerk. Just a smoking, hot, beautiful jerk.
You know what somebody said on a TikTok video I was watching one time, that women, when they portray, and like all of our beautiful fan art, when they portray men in like fan art drawings, they always got perfect makeup. And their eyebrows are perfect. Well, Cardan's fan art, if you haven't looked it up, he is fierce.
Beautiful. Like, his cheekbones are so high and glorious.
He's so pointy in all the right places.
Yes.
And his eyebrows are on point.
Sharpen your blade, harden your heart. I have that on a wine glass.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Did you make it?
Yeah. I think, did I not make you one? I thought I made you.
Didn't make me one.
Look, I'm looking around your...
Like it's in here. It's not out here.
And Lee Bardugo said, lush, dangerous, a dark jewel of a book. And also, you know, I'm going to have to show y'all the sign.
And she has to say it.
She used that hand to write my name and she wrote the same book. And these books are glorious.
They are.
So if you saw my TikTok a couple weeks ago, this made the...
Yeah,
Pretty
beautiful.
Books Naked series.
And
all of them are
the fourth one is coming out soon.
Yes. So that one is it's coming out in 2023 and it is
Oh my god, what's the baby brother's name?
It's about him.
I know, what's his name? Is it Oliver?
It might be. That sounds right.
Is it baby Oliver?
No, I think it's I don't know. I'll have to look.
I know, where are you looking there?
I don't know. This is the first book.
Where's my phone? I don't even know where my phone is. I had it. Really? Where did it go?
The next...
Oh, it's over there.
The next book coming out in 2023 is...
The Stolen Heir.
The Stolen Heir, yes.
You just did a TikTok on it yesterday.
I have slept since I posted that at like 1 o'clock this morning.
You should just look up The Stolen Heir and see what the baby's name is. Because Micah had a baby and she named him Oliver. And I'm just curious now. Is he a king? Of course he's a king.
He's an heir. And he's stolen.
He's stolen. He stole it. Oh, he's stolen.
Stolen. So this one, I want to read more.
If you read the books, the first 3 books, you know that Jude tricked Cardan.
Oh, Jude.
I know. Jude.
She frustrates me. I almost named my car Jude. But Nesta won.
Nesta's way more stubborn.
8 years since the Battle of Serpent, blah, blah, blah. Lady Nor, blah, blah, blah. Sure, Queen, blah, blah, blah.
Oak.
That was his name. It's
way off. It just starts with an O. Oh, well.
Oak.
Oak, well.
Oak, well. I see what you did there. So that is Cardan.
Cardan is a jerk.
He is very
There's a lot of stuff that he does. There's a lot of stuff he does, and I'm just like, there's no way I could come back from that. There's no way I could be like, oh, I love you anyway.
I know. He lives for Cardan, does what Cardan wants.
And he has mild PTSD. Like, I wouldn't even call it
I wouldn't even say, like, he has a good reason to be the way he is, other than he is literally
he's just
a
rich,
top-notch jerk.
And a brat.
He is the cruel prince. Look at that.
I don't
just look at that.
I don't.
He is cruel and he is the prince.
And I never really loved him. I don't know why I said, oh no, it's the art I love. It's the beautiful pictures of Cardan I love.
I didn't fall in love with so a lot of times with the villains and the bad boys, obviously they're good looks because they're always dark haired. That's my weakness. They always have dark eyes. That's also my weakness. But that's
every girl's weakness.
Usually I fall in love with their banter and their attitude and their, and this, I didn't fall in love with that. I fell in love with his looks, and then I was like, he's kind of funny.
He's cringeworthy.
Yeah.
And Jude is stubborn.
Jude is like the little girl that you mentor, and you're like, if God... You just want to slap her. So you know how, when you make a bad decision, God's up there like, Nikki, not again. That's us with Jude. Like, Jude, what are you doing?
We'd have to stop. We were texting each other the whole time like, I had to put the book down again.
What is she doing? Why would you do that,
Actually, now that we talk about it, I don't even like this book. No, I'm kidding. I love it. It's not true. I love the book.
This was a 10-star series.
Yeah, we loved it. I guess that's all for our first.
Yeah.
Our first.
We're gonna have lots of these
villains we love to hate because
love to love.
There's so many villains.
There's so many good.
Like in every story, right? It's like the groundwork. You got to have the villain. You got to have the hero. You got to have the problem. Look.
And I have a feeling that the next part 2 that we do of the villain is gonna be There Are No Saints, because he sounds smoking hot.
He's smoking hot, and he's a serial killer, so he's the villain.
Who doesn't love that? It's like Dexter in a book.
So, Is he a villain or is he just a serial killer?
I mean, that would make him a villain.
Would it? I'm gonna have to look up the definition for villain.
Maybe it means like
maybe we should do we should do a whole video of serial killers Nikki's in love with. Dexter Morgan. I don't know this guy.
That's pretty much it.
That's
Dexter
it?
Morgan.
Okay, we've got 2. I don't like any serial killers.
You did not like Dexter at all.
Not attracted to him at all, but I love the show.
So I read an art because okay, let's take a step back right now.
Okay.
Dexter is not the most good-looking person you've ever seen, right?
Mm-mm.
If you were walking down the street, you wouldn't just turn your head, right?
Mm-mm.
At Dexter.
Mm-mm.
No. But I read a thing the other day that females, we fall in love with their, like, attitudes and their, like, charisma and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they're not good-looking, we find them attractive because of their personality.
Gold. On Once Upon a Time. I love that tiny little man.
Oh, yes, I love him. Everything comes at a price.
The price.
I loved every time he did that. It just made me so happy.
If anything in work happened with us, we were like, with the price.
Gotta go make copies. Everything comes at a price.
We were ridiculous. We were not good coworkers.
Don't act like you don't miss us together out there.
We're here for you. All right. Guess we'll call this off. Bye.
Part 1.
Oh, can you reach it?